Hi everybody. So in today's video I want to talk about dating and marrying a girl from the province or dating and marrying a girl from the city. Which is better? Many expats will tell you why a girl from the province is better, but in this video I'm going to tell you some of the positives that being with a city girl may have. Stay tuned.
It's more fun in the Philippines!
So when I first moved out to the Philippines, and even before I moved out to the Philippines, all the expats and most of the YouTube channels that I watched, everybody said, if you're going to meet a nice girl, meet a province girl. And for the most part, that is true. Province girls are usually very simple. They're sweet, loving, and they'll take care of the house and take care of the kids and just cook for you. And so yeah, most of them are very sweet and very nice. So you certainly can't go wrong with a province girl. But on the flip side, and it's no fault of their own, but most of them usually don't go to college. Actually, I shouldn't say usually don't go to college. A majority will go to college if their family can afford it. But a lot of province girls will end up just moving to the city to go find work. They don't stay in their provinces. If they go to college, they end up moving to like Cebu or Manila, or they become OFWs. But if you meet a girl and she's just living in the province, a lot of times they're very nervous about meeting a foreigner, so that's one drawback. Often they'll want to bring friends or their family, and things are just very slow. Often their English is not as good as their counterparts, the girls that live in Manila and Cebu and some of the other big cities that have some interaction with foreigners. So that's a downfall. I have found that conversations with province girls tend to be very simplistic. Again, no fault of their own. It's just they don't have a lot of interaction with foreigners. Therefore, their English skills are not great. And, they talk to other people who don't have great English skills too. So that's another downfall. Another thing is they don't have a lot of worldly knowledge. They just have no life experience. Other than their little province or their little barangay, they probably haven't traveled out a whole lot. And they really, their conversation is really just simplistic day-to-day type things. Now, I do want to say that if you do end up dating a girl from the province or marrying a girl from the province, she will learn. It's no fault of her own that she just doesn't have any life experience. If she's with a foreigner, though, and she does some traveling and she's talking to you on a day-to-day basis, eventually her knowledge is going to get greater. And a viewer had asked me that. He says, I find myself getting bored with dating some Filipinas because the conversation ends up being very simplistic, or it's just not, or I have to go out and I have to get my in-depth conversations with other expats. Okay, so that is another problem with a Filipina who's from the province and who's still living in the province. Now, for me, now that I've been here for going on 4 years, I've discovered that I kind of like the best of both worlds. I like a girl who did not grow up in Manila or grow up in Cebu City, and who's had interaction with foreigners and a lot of more Western culture for their entire life. What I like the most is a girl who comes from the province and who was raised pretty much all her life in the province, but now has moved to the city because she's finished college and she's now going to go work in a call center or something like that. And so now she's been in the city for 6 months, or she's been in the city for a couple years, and now she's got some experience. Or a province girl who has gone overseas and was an OFW. For those of you who don't know, OFW, overseas foreign worker, that's what they call them here. So if she's gone overseas, she's now gotten life experience, and they come back, or they've come back from a few years working in the city, and they have a lot more worldly experience. There's a lot more to converse with them about. Like I said, no fault of their own. It's just girls from the province who currently live in the province, have never been out of the province, just don't have a lot of life experience. And if that's what you want a very simple girl, you can't go wrong with a province girl. And like, again, she will learn, as she converses with you on a day-to-day basis over time, she's going to get, more knowledgeable on certain subjects. And if you take her traveling, of course, that's going to help too. But for me, I prefer a girl who came from the province, went to the city, or was an OFW, and that's kind of the sweet spot for me. They're not real skittish. You meet them for a first date. They're okay meeting alone and meeting at a restaurant or meeting at the mall. I found that most province girls, if you do arrange to meet one, they're very skittish. They're very nervous. They have no experience. They want to bring some friends. They want to bring family members. They're extremely shy, and all of that's fine. It is fine. But for me personally, and I think a lot of other foreigners that I've recently talked to, in fact, I talked to one just today. We had a whole conversation about this, and he was telling me the same thing. He said, everybody said, meet a province girl. And now that he's been here a couple months, he's now discovered that he really prefers, kind of a province girl, but who has now lived in the city. So that's all I'm saying. Don't just get so fixated on thinking that I'm only going to date a girl who's from the province, who lives in the province. No. Who do you think is living in the city and who's working at all these jobs? All the province girls come out to the cities and they come out to work. So I think you can have the best of both worlds. So let me know what you think down in the comments down below, whether if you have any experience with a girl who's just from the province or a girl who's just from the city, or if you like a combination. Let me know in the comments. We'll have that discussion. See you guys next time. Bye.
Please subscribe to